Grenada XT is coming. It's me, Jimmy Geek. Subscribe to my channel. If you don't know what the hell is Grenada XT, then you're living in the stone age. Grenada XT is the best price for money graphic card, which is coming from the AMD. It's not gonna be the high end. It's not gonna be the lower end. It's gonna be the mid-range graphic card called Grenada XT AMD R9 280X. It is not gonna be the AMD R9 390X or the AMD R9 370X. It is a mid-range graphic card called Grenada XT. Basically, Grenada XT is AMD R9 380X. The upper one, the 390X, called Fiji XT, and the lower range called the basically the 270, which is basically R9 370X, and then there will be even R9 360X, which will be the lower entry level graphic card called Trinidad XT. There will be Fiji XT, Grenada XT, Tonga XT, Trinidad XT, but we are gonna focus on the Grenada. Indeed, we will take back Grenada at all costs. Grenada is our. I'm talking about the graphic card. I'm not talking about Spain city basically. Grenada XT is gonna cost you just $300. There will be Grenada XT, and then there will be basically a normal version which will call Grenada Pro. Grenada XT R9 380X, Grenada Pro R9 380 only, without the X. Confusing, you have to remember when you're saying X or without X. Basically, with the X1, basically the R9 380X, it will cost you $300 without the X, or Grenada Pro, which is R9 380 only without X, it will cost you $269. The price point will be $30 different. So basically, you will think, Jimmy, what's the big deal? What's so special? Of course, it need to come. The special thing is that Nvidia is screw. If you remember, GTX 970 cost you $330. We said it's a 4 GB of VRAM. They basically tell lie. It only have 3.5, basically 3.5 GB of VRAM in the end of the day. Just watch my video about that. Basically, this graphic card Grenada XT at $300 price point with 4 GB of VRAM is really well aggressively compete. It will gonna compete with the GTX 970 basically, and then this Grenada XT, the 390, so the 380X or the 380 without X will be a minor difference. Basically, the 380X will have 2860 basically cores. It's a lot of core, and it will be have a 512 bit bus side node like the GTX 960 128 bit bus side living in a stone age. Basically the clock speed will be 1 GHz. I'm really basically awesome. You are going to get a graphic card for $300 price point, which is going to give you around 10% to 50% extra performance than the Nvidia, plus a $30 less price point, plus it will be a basically true 4 GB of VRAM. Basically, watch my video. 2 GB versus 4 GB versus 8 GB of VRAM. Basically, minimum standard is 4 GB to play any modern game nowadays, even in low setting. So basically, not like Nvidia telling lie. Basically, GTA 960 is the one of the worst graphic card. If you see basically in a bigger picture, if you see in isolation, yeah, it's performed okay, nothing special. Sometimes in some game like Hitman, even it cannot beat the $150 AMD R9 270X. $150 graphic card have 51 frames per second in full HD. Hitman, Absolution, and then in basically GTX 960 50 frames per second. Yeah, its graphic card is good. If you see in isolation, is good, but if you really wanna see in a bigger picture, it's a mess. Basically, Nvidia, there was so much rumors about it. It's gonna have a 4 GB of VRAM. It's gonna fight R9 290, all that kind of crap. Even it cannot fight $150 R7 R9 270X graphic card. Anyway, hell with Nvidia. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna buy Nvidia any graphic card. I love Nvidia, but I'm gonna back to AMD. Basically, I'm tired of Nvidia. They hype a lot of things. They couldn't live up to the expectation. And then with the GTX 970, 4 GB of VRAM, they promise at the end of the day we are getting 3.5. Basically, screw Nvidia. Basically, I love AMD. Let's see how this Grenada XT and the Grenada Pro is gonna basically perform. Let's hope so. AMD, basically I like AMD marketing now is gonna be so aggressive against Nvidia. Remember one thing, AMD is gonna target very hard because AMD got up, basically they got a lot of good graphic card under their belt, basically, which gonna perform really absolute, basically which gonna basically blow away all Nvidia graphic card currently on the market. So I know if we basically if you have a really strong graphic card, then you must always do the aggressive marketing to get all the Nvidia fans by under your belt. Let's hope so, and then let's hope so Metal this time with the 300 series gonna take off. Okay, subscribe to my channel. It's me. Bye bye.